Welcome to Witness Wednesday here on the Walk Boldly with Jesus podcast. I am your host, Catherine Duggan. However, each Wednesday, I will have a guest give their witness of how God is working in their lives. Hearing how God is working in other people's lives shows us how deeply He cares for each one of us individually. Listening to these experiences will help your faith grow. I am so blessed to be able to share these with you. Let's get started. Today's witness is a recount of one that I heard yesterday on YouTube. I will put a link to the testimony video in the show notes. The testimony is about Lauren Daigle. Lauren talked about how when she was a teenager, the Lord showed her what the future would look like. He showed her stages. He showed her exactly what her Lauren Daigle World Tour would look like. She didn't know what He was showing her, but she could see crowds of people and tour buses and charts and awards and all the things. And she wasn't even singing yet. She was a closet singer. No one knew she could sing. Her mom talked to the choir director at their church and asked if he could put her in the choir, maybe in the back row. Anyway, she auditioned and he gave her a song and asked her to be the lead in that song. She said every decision she has made in her career was based on these visions and dreams that she received. Finally, she made it to the Lauren Daigle World Tour. It was exactly like what she had seen in her visions. She said at the beginning of the tour, God told her, "Hold it loosely." She had no idea what that meant, but she said, okay. She had 12 shows on her tour, and then COVID happened, and everything shut down. She was so heartbroken. She said it took her 6 months to get out of bed, because she was so filled with disappointment. She was heartbroken because at 16, He showed her these visions and these dreams, and then it took her 12 years to be there to fulfill them. Then on her 12th show, it all fell apart, and the weight of disappointment was so heavy. Lauren said the Lord is a restorer of broken dreams. She said she used to never talk about God at her shows, because she wanted it to be more inclusive. She didn't want to turn people away. But then she thought, how can I talk about love when I'm not talking about love Himself? She talked to God during COVID and asked where everything went. He told her that she needed to go back to the beginning. Why did she start singing? You sing to worship me, to love me, and to show me you care. God said worship is the thing that precedes a miracle. If you are desperate for a miracle and you begin to worship and worship and worship, your eyes will be so focused on the thing you are worshiping that you won't have time to give fear, anxiety, and stress to the things of this world. He told her that she had forgotten the heart of worship. She is so grateful for the time to herself during COVID, because she was missing the heart of worship. She was just going through the motions, and now she's back to worshiping and not just singing. He took away her disappointment, and He made the experience for her at her concerts so much better. As much as she can look back and be grateful for the shutdown now, when she was in it, she was struggling. She was going at light speed before the show. And then, all of a sudden, she was stopped. The whole world was stopped. She said it felt like she had whiplash because it all stopped so quickly. She struggled with a lot of anxiety, panic attacks, and depression. She was seeing a neurologist and going to therapy, just trying to figure out what was going on in her mind. She asked God to return to her the joy of her salvation. She didn't want to just maintain. She wanted to have zeal and passion for life. When you allow God to come into the broken places, it is like this beautiful lens gets added to your eyes, and you're able to see through His eyes. She said it's like you're looking through His glory filter. You can even go through trials and tribulations with joy. Lauren said she was finally understanding what Paul was saying when he said he could find contentment in all things. She started asking God for that wholeness. She wants to help people with loneliness. Someone asked her what she would like to leave behind as her legacy. She said she wants to be known as someone who helps to eradicate loneliness. Loneliness is such a terrible feeling. Lauren said it's the worst feeling. She said there are so many people that don't have friends, and that's not okay. We all need to do something about this. She said there is an Old Testament commandment to love your neighbor, and we all need to be doing this better. She suggests different ways to do it. When you're in the checkout line, look at the cashier in the eyes and ask how they're doing, how their day is going, or what's going on. When you pass someone on the sidewalk, you can say, "Hello," or "I hope you're having a good day." We need to stop being so busy and make time to love our neighbors. Let's all talk to and interact with people more. I've included a link for these 2 different interviews or testimonies with Lauren Daigle in the show notes. I hope you take the time to watch them. One is like 7 minutes and one's 9. They're both pretty short. But it's so great to hear her tell her testimony in her own voice and to just see the expression on her face and how much she comes alive when she talks about helping people who are lonely. And she also, at the end of the second one, she talks about things people have written into her about how impactful her music has been to them. And it's really beautiful. So I hope you take some time and listen to those 2 stories. We have all seen God working in our lives. However, we might not all be aware it is God who is working in our lives. This is why it's so important we start talking about it more. The more we share our experiences, the more people understand how God works and how much He truly loves us. If you would be willing to share any of your experiences of how God has worked in your life, please email me at Catherine@findingtruenorthcoaching.com. CATHERINE at findingtruenorthcoaching.com. Or you can click on the link below. It won't take up much of your time, and your story could be just the story someone needs to hear today. Please prayerfully consider sharing your story. Everyone has one, and the world needs to hear them. I look forward to spending time with you again tomorrow. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. I will have another witness for you next Wednesday. Have a blessed day.